Court is calling 2024 CR 4905, State of Texas versus David Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, your hand, Your Honor.
Defense?
Limit Cranby, Mr. Gonzalez is to my right.
And are you David Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
To the best of my knowledge, yes, we've received.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with
Yes.
your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I understood it and I signed.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, please.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of retaliation? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Off the record, counsel, your client needs to speak. All right, back on the record. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
yes,
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
yes.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 729,376. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
And state, is there any restitution in the county court 15 case?
It's a death of Walmart, Your Honor.
Okay.
We're not seeking that restitution this time.
All right, thank you. Did you review the paragraph, the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty?
All right, state, any evidence?
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding you guilty as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
He has no prior felony record. I just had one too many beers and started talking crazy to the police.
All right,
Yeah, can I say something?
sure.
Yeah, I had got off the bus and I had a little bit of beer in an HB bag, and when I I got up in Travis Park and I got, supposed to have a can and I took it out and, they made me stand there with the can. And I kind of like got frustrated. And then they said that I had warrants for, grand theft auto and possession of firearm, which wasn't me. So I kind of had like a little, like, wasn't me, and we started arguing. And that's when, I don't recall threatening it, but I did have a few bad words for them and I regret it, but.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, I'm not.
Some people, no, let me just explain something to you. There are laws. Sometimes officers will give you a pass. But they most definitely will not give you a pass if you're being disrespectful.
And I was.
So, yeah. So maybe if you were not disrespectful, we wouldn't even be here. Guess
Yeah.
what? You would have just had a ticket for drinking alcohol in public.
I've thought about that so many times.
Yeah, and so you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to drink alcohol on the bus. And guess what? People who are on the bus, get the thing. Here's the thing. People are on the bus. They don't want to be sitting next to somebody drinking alcohol from a paper bag. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
And then after he tells you you're not allowed to drink alcohol, according to the steps, you continue to drink alcohol in front of him. Then he tells you have 3 other active warrants. And then you get angry. And then you start calling him names. And then what do? You empty the beer on the sidewalk and throw the can in the street, which he rightfully so told you that's littering, which, by the way, people, please stop littering. The fact that you're smoking a cigarette and you put it on the ground and stomp it out, that's still littering.
Yes,
Nobody wants to clean up after you.
Mhm.
All right. Do you have any children?
I have a daughter, she's 26, and 4 grandkids.
All right.
Little boys.
And how old are your grandchildren?
8, 6, 5, and 4.
All right. And do you live by yourself?
I stay at the Haven for Hope program right now. Ever since COVID, I was a supervisor for UPS, and I kind of, I went through a bad relationship and I was in a depression and I was doing drugs and alcohol, but I already learned my lesson and I want to get back to supervising. I'm going to try to be a supervisor at, Amazon. It's a new one they opened over there.
All right. And what drugs were you using when you were using?
I was using meth, drinking beer and alcohol, and I was smoking marijuana. I wouldn't intervene anything, like shoot up, but I was smoking and snorting methamphetamine, which was my downfall mainly.
Okay.
But I kind of know much.
All right. And did you have an allergic reaction?
Yes, I have eczema, but they don't give me the medicine, and I was only using Vaseline.
Okay.
It's like it dries up, and when the dry skin comes up, it turns red.
No, I just want to make sure your health was okay.
I'm good. I'm good. Right now I currently work on High Quest. It's a temp service, and I plan on going back there and being at the courtyard at Haven for Hope. To give right back, I'm with the CHCS. I have counselors. I have a doctor for my medication because I have mood disorders and everything. But everything's there. I just got to go and check in as soon as I get
All
out
right.
of
So
here.
you know you have to follow rules.
Yes,
And you were having a hard time following rules in the box with speaking to the people in the audience, then speaking to other inmates in the box. You have got to internalize what rules are. And I know you know what the rules are, and you got to follow those. Otherwise, if you don't, there are going to be consequences. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Take in consideration 729,376, 150 hours of community service restitution, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs.
Does that include alcohol?
Yes, you're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on probation.
Okay.
There's to be proof of employment
I can do that.
within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. In custody is going to be a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. Felony drug court will probably be able to see you on Monday. If he's not accepted into felony drug court, then he's to follow all recommendations of TAP. There's to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And also, if he's not accepted into felony drug court, and if TAP is recommending inpatient treatment, then he's going to be in inpatient treatment. If TAP is not, see if he can have a referral to lifetime recovery.
About corners, Cross Point, I was at Cross Point before, so it's like lifetime recovery.
We're going to follow these rules.
Okay.
Okay. There's to be field visits one time per month for 4 months. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes the parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Thank you, Ken.
Probation is, and anger management class. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
I just wanted to know how soon will I be released?
Oh, well, it depends. If the TAP evaluation says you need inpatient treatment, you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. If felony drug court accepts you, then felony drug court will give you your conditions. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah,
And did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you. All right, are we here for sentencing?
I believe so, Judge. We had reset it for a couple weeks. For sentencing only, I didn't know if that meant there would be a TAP evaluation or not, but apparently not. So
Well, on this case, it would be, I think you all, both parties agreed to provide the court with a ICTC,
oh, well, I guess that would be the state, because I certainly don't have access to
Yeah.
that.
because I believe that the state is silent.
Correct. If I'm not mistaken, Judge, our history is some misdemeanors.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 5145, State of Texas versus Missy Anna Torres. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
I'm sorry, Robert Burns for Miss Torres.
And are you Miss Torres? All right, you need to speak up so the court reporter can hear. All right, we're here for sentencing today. According to the plea bargain agreement, she pled no contest to count 2 of the indictment. She applied for deferred adjudication. The state is proceeding only on count 2 according to the plea bargain agreement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, and the state is silent on the defendant's application. The court requested that the defendant's criminal history be provided to the court. There were no objections to the court receiving that from the state. Is that correct?
Correct.
And any objections to the court reviewing that?
No, Judge, of course not.
Right. Thank you, state. All right, the state is silent. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, of course, Miss Torres is hoping you'll grant her application for deferred. She's in self-employed cleaning houses. She has several customers that rely on her. She has a few kids. She's just asking for the court to maybe direct her to some outpatient treatment because she believes she needs some help with this problem. And other than that, again, she's just hoping you'll grant her application.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Missy Torres, Missy Ann Torres.
All right, so you're going to get drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
They will come back positive.
Positive for what?
Methamphetamine.
All right, so how often are you using meth?
I only do it when I'm under stress, and I did it because I could get denied for adjudication, so
I'm sorry, what?
I could get denied the application, so I just kind of was I just do it when I'm under stress, so I know I have a problem, and I don't do it like around my children. I don't do it, every day. It's just, when I'm under stress and I was, really scared, and really under stress. So I don't do it when I go to work. I don't do it, every day, like I said.
All right, so how many children do you have?
I have 3,
What are their ages?
11, 8, and 5.
And where are they now?
2 of them are with their dad and 1 is with my grandma.
All right, with your grandmother, so their great grandmother?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, do you help take care of your children?
Yes.
How
I-
often?
I see them every other weekend, and I don't pay child support, but I pay them, my exes, and I have my daughter. My daughter is with me.
No, you just said your daughter is with the
Yeah,
great
but I
grandmother.
live with my grandmother, this was it.
All right.
So I help take care of, she
All right.
helps me take care of her.
Okay. So one, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be cleaning houses
Okay.
because of the nature of this offense. And two, I don't think it's appropriate for you right now to be taking care of your children.
That's why I'm asking for help, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
That's why I was asking for help, Your Honor. That's why.
All right, your help is not going to be outpatient treatment if I grant this application for deferred adjudication. So you're going into custody today.
Okay.
All right. So it's just a matter of what I'm going to do with you. I will tell you the court's issue, and if you want to address this, I know the state is proceeding on count 2 of possession, but she had a lot of drugs with her.
No,
So I don't understand if you're working homes, then why do you have a scale with
Right.
you? Because that's, according to this, you had drugs, you had a scale in your purse, and there were baggies totaling 32.0 grams.
well, Your Honor, I was a heavy user back then, and it was.
Oh, you're not, I tell you what, I don't think, and if I'm wrong, correct me. I don't think you were using 32 grams of meth.
It was only 28.
No, you have meth here for 4.964 grams, and you also have meth for 27.459 grams. And what you pled to in count 2 was a possession 4 to 200 grams. So this is not a possession 1 to 4. So we're talking about 27 grams. And according to the stipulations, that what was found in your bag, it says, I searched her bag and inside a Paris Hilton makeup bag box were baggies, a scale, and crystal-like substance inside a cut vacuum sealed bag. That's from your Paris Hilton makeup bag.
So what I had, the meth was it was double bagged in a sandwich bag. So yes, ma'am, I know it was 20, but it's because that was my personal. I didn't have any other. And last time I went, they tried to only give me which was 14 grams. So I had to.
No, what I'm telling you is, they said the baggie found in Robert's pocket tested positive for meth and had a field weight of
That was
6.12
Robert's,
grams.
that wasn't mine.
No, I'm not saying that was yours. So the 6.12 grams that were found in his pocket, they're saying that was his. It was in his pocket. But the baggie, which was found in Missy's purse, tested positive for meth and had a field weight of 32.09 grams. Now, mind you, what they do in the field, I already know that testing drugs in the field are not legal for court. So I'm not considering the weight and what they said in the field. I'm considering what has been given to me for laboratory reports. So this was the professionals testing it, not a presumptive. And it says 27.459 grams was the net weight of the meth that you had in your Paris Hilton bag.
Yes, Your Honor. And I will say that I used to use a whole ounce within 2 to 3 days. So I was a heavy user, and like I said, they tried to give me half of that the last time, and right now it's going for 250. So if I'm paying 250, I wanted the whole thing. I wanted to make sure. I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry. Excuse me for being.
No, I
Transparent.
want you to be honest and I want you to be transparent.
I'm sorry for being transparent, but it's something that I feel like I worked for my money, and I didn't want just to get gypped again. I can promise you I didn't sell anything. It was because I've been gypped many times. So I did get it. Now it was double bagged because I don't know, that's the way they gave it to me. I can't, and it is my mistake, and I'm taking full responsibility, but I wasn't selling drugs. I have a job, and back then I was, a heavy user where I would just do it before work, after work, and I didn't have my children in my life. Now I do have my children back in my life, and I'm trying to be a good mom. So I thank you for, giving me an inpatient program.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm going to give you
I'm
inpatient.
sorry.
What I'm saying is that you're not walking out of this courtroom today. Either you're going to be going to prison or either you're going to be going to inpatient treatment. So it's very important that you be 100% honest with me. because I'm telling you, the state proceeded on a possession, but the amount of drugs you had and the way they were packaged, that's concerning for the court. So you're saying that you just bought a bunch of meth and you were saving it up for use?
So I would use within 2 to 3 days, that was all my personal. Like I said, they tried to sell me half of that one time and I went back to the same person, but I said, I'm gonna weigh it myself to make sure I'm getting the right amount because I'm an addict. I'm sorry, I am. And we're not.
So you travel with your own scale?
Well, at the time I did, because like I said, I've been gypped and when you're an addict, that's all you think of, just how to get, make sure you're getting what you need. And honestly, I can see where I made my mistake, but I'm being honest with you. It was my skeleton measure. So my personal, that's it. And I don't know if Robert would tell you that was my personal as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to call him or anything you can if you want to, but he would tell you that's why I used to pick
Oh, no, I'm not going to be calling Robert because Robert probably has a case of his own.
Right. But I'm saying Robert can tell you too, within 3 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, really, it would have been gone and I would have been back doing it again. Now I don't. It was kind of like a stress thing. And
Where did you get your drugs to use today before you came to court?
Just an old friend. I hadn't talked to him since, and it was on Saturday when I knew it was, coming, and I guess I felt, under pressure.
Can I
Yes.
say something? I think the fact that she would actually go out and do the same drugs that she's about to get sentenced for in a couple of days, I think really speaks to the fact that she has a serious addiction problem that I think only rehab can treat. And if you decide that's ISF or SATF or SAFE, we understand that, but I think she really needs treatment.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is there anything else for me to say? All right, this is what the court is going to do. I see that she hasn't been to prison before. I'm going to find her guilty, sentence her to 6 years in the prison, the therapeutic community. There's to be no contact with Robert Marble, give her credit for any time served, and I'll retain jurisdiction.
Okay.
All right. And you can explain to her what that means. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. I'll tell them. So here's the thing. When I say that I'm going to retain jurisdiction, what that means is they're going to take you to prison. If you're following the rules at the prison, if you're working on yourself, because they have programs at the prison, your attorney can file a motion. It's called shock probation. Back when I was growing up, they would have scared straight programs. So shock probation is sort of a scared straight program. So hopefully when you go to prison, you will clear your mind.
Yes.
The drug use or the addiction that you have, the craving that you have will be lifted. And if you are doing what you're supposed to do at the prison, if there are no bad reports at the prison, when your attorney comes back for a request for shock probation, I will strongly consider it. So while you're at the prison, you have 180 days. That's when he needs to bring it back before me before that time period. So you're going to do 6 months. And if you are doing well, if there are no write-ups against you, then the court will strongly consider giving you probation. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, well, I mean, these are going to be choices that you make. It's going to be completely up to you whether or not I strongly consider giving you probation. Your attorney will explain it to you further, but any programs that they have at the prison, like the therapeutic community, to address your issue, you need to take it. I know they have parenting classes at the jail. I don't know how long the transfer will be, but you need to take advantage of that. When you see people come before me and they've gone to anger management class. They've done parenting classes. They've availed themselves of everything at the jail and everything at the prison. That is what you need to do. You need to immediately sign up for it. If for some reason there's overcrowding and they don't give it to you, it would be better for you to have signed up for it than to just throw up your hands and say, I'm not trying. Do you understand?
Yes.
And next time, if you have a case before any judge, don't use before coming to court. You understand? But I do appreciate your honesty, but you're going to have to get your life in order. Otherwise, children is going to be without their mom. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Court is calling 2020 CR 4844, State of Texas versus Frank Ruiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
Alfonso Otero on behalf of Mr. Ruiz. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. And are you Mr. Ruiz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Frank Aaron Ruiz III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 4844 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on October 6, 2020 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, violating condition number 5, in Door County, Texas, the defendant Frank Aaron Ruiz III did in there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
True?
True.
All right, state,
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated condition.
any objection?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to a violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5. True. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor,
Yes.
is adjudicate guilt, revoke the individual's probation, sentence to 10 months in state jail facility.
Is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Ruiz, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, I guess so.
All right. No, not I guess so. Either you are or you're not. Do you want the court to follow this agreement?
Yes.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court is going to revoke. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. Court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility and give you credit for any time served. Did
Thank
you
you.
review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we can go off the record. You're going to find out in your life that the choices we make, sometimes they come back to haunt us. You had a chance on deferred adjudication, which would have meant no conviction. Now you have a felony conviction. You understand? Do better. Good luck to you. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to recall you so that we can get a jury trial date for you.
Okay.
They are, well, Mr. Nicholson, here's the thing. People can't be in 2 places at the same time. Family violence is in jury trial on another case that's older than yours. I'm only one person. I am not a family violence prosecutor. If I could be a family violence prosecutor, a criminal trial division prosecutor, and a judge at the same time, then we could get your case tried. But that's not going to happen. They're already in trial, and we have a limited amount of family violence prosecutors. And if you want more family violence prosecutors, then you have to write a letter to the commissioner's court and write a letter to the DA. I have no control over that. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring you back on July 8th, counsel,
Okay,
and then we can get a for sure trial setting.
okay, that sounds good, because I actually, one of the former crime lab experts is no longer with Bear County. So we need to figure out how to get her. I need to
Oh.
confer with the state on that issue.
All right, so And which expert is this? I'm
This
sorry.
is the GSR expert, Leslie Show.
Oh, she'll show up.
Well, she's in Fort Worth.
Oh, no, if you all would like, maybe you can consider having her appear by Zoom.
Okay,
But the last trial we had here,
Which-
she showed up.
okay. Well, she no longer has access to the file. I just have to get that figured out.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been responsive. It's just, she doesn't have access to the file. She doesn't remember which case we're talking about. She needs that file transferred to her.
Okay.
So we'll get it figured out.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Court is calling night mag number 748802, State of Texas versus Sergio Barrera. Are you Sergio Barrera?
Say,
Yes.
All right. We have an interpreter here. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English? So help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Carmen Tarragona Nazas.
All right. And Mr. Barrera, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give would be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
say,
Yes.
All right, state your name for the record.
Sergio Barrera, Cantu.
Sergio Barrera Cantu.
All right, Mr. Barrera, the court has received a violation report. This is the first violation report the court has received from you. This is what the court is going to order. You are to continue with no alcohol use. The ignition interlock will remain. And I'm adding DUI, DWI education course. I'm going to ask that the fees be waived. And I'm going to order 120 sober meetings in 120 days. All right, do you need anything else to remain clean and sober?
No.
All right, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Make sure you report to your pretrial services officer, Miss Money Lawrence. Do you understand?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, thank you. Thank you. It's always great seeing you. You're looking beautiful. All right, Rudy Trevino. Where's the attorney for Rudy Trevino? Rudy Trevino, step down.
I believe this is also pending.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll recall this. Are you available to come back on Monday?
Monday's a little tight, but I can be here.
No, I mean, we can do it.
The 10th, if we could do that, that's the Wednesday, I don't know.
No, I can do it, the 8th, the 9th, or the 11th.
The 11th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Rudy Trevino for the 11th? All right, we'll come back on the 11th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir. Don't be talking in the box, inmates. Both of y'all, sit up.
All right, who's the attorney for you? Who's your attorney? All right, your client keeps talking. One, he's talked to his mom. And now he's talking and he keeps saying, my bad, but he's not learning. And he's talking to the inmate in the box. That's not allowed. If you continue, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to get sent back and we'll see you when we see you. There is not to be any speaking to each other in the box. There's not to be speaking to family members in the audience. If you want a visitation with your family members, they'll have to do it at the jail. Those are the rules. The deputies are in charge of security. They're already on high alert, and you're just making them on even a higher alert. Tasers can and will be used. Does everybody understand?